another edition of Focus on Hopkins County. I'm your host, Tim Thomas, and we're glad you joined us for this very special edition of our program. We encourage you to call someone, let them know Focus on Hopkins County is on. Coming to you from the studios of SurfKY, and we hope that you will enjoy our program. We have a very special program. We're going to be talking about the Empowering Mentoring Program here in Madisonville, Hopkins County. A very special program that has started and is beginning to see its fruition. And we're glad to have four very special guests that's joining us today. My good friend, Mr. William McReynolds. Glad to have you with us.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. He is the president of the Concerned Citizens Society and the founder of the Empowering Mentoring Program. I also have next to him Preston Jackson, who is one of the mentees. Glad to have you. And also James Gray.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. And now we have with us also Whitney Bundren. Did I do good?
You did. I'm so proud of you.
I cannot believe I got that on the first.
I'm so proud of you.
Glad to have you with us. And Whitney is wearing the hat today as Executive Director of the Madisonville Housing Authority. Glad to have you all with us. A very special program, I think. And when we talk about, as I said, this program is important because it focuses it on youth.
Exactly.
Nothing is more important than the youth of our community. How did the idea come about, Mr. Bill?
Well, Tim, you know everything evolves from something. So, actually, one of the staff members at the Madisonville Housing Authority had asked me to mentor to a young man who lived in public housing. And so from that point, you know, we discussed it in length as far as just the problems that are going on with some of these young kids in the county. And so you could just say, you know, the light bulb went off, and the idea came about, why not start a mentoring program and see if we can get it established in the public housing area. So that's what we did, and of course, you know, you have to have all the, everybody, the right people in the right places. So that was the first thing we did. You know, we appointed a program director, and you know, we got some pretty good, credible mentees to, you know, be a ground foundation, if you will. And once we got that launched, we met with Mrs. Bundren down here, and we all collaborated, and you know, decided to work together. And you know, they were happy to facilitate the program, which you know, we're thankful for that. And so here we are, and we're just excited about, you know, about having this program in the future that we look forward to.
That's great. That's great. Whitney, and when we talk about partnering with this group, and I know you have a heart for kids, tell us how you felt when this came to you, and what the part is that you all play.
I was honored that Bill came to me and with this idea of a partnership with our organization, working with this group. I just thought it was a win-win for everyone involved. I do see a future for our children that's very bright here in Hopkins County, and when I have gentlemen such as Bill who are helping our kids and molding them into the men that they should be and are going to be, it really is a pleasure for us to partner with them. And so our role basically at the Housing Authority is to help them facilitate the program, offer program ideas, educational ideas, assist them with field trip opportunities, help them really in any way that we can, whether that be to recruit new mentees for the program, new mentors for the program, to help them acquire educational materials that they'll need for their meetings. We're here to help them in any way that we can, and so far it's been a really outstanding partnership, and I'm so proud of our boys and the progress they've made in such a short time.
Yeah, because basically when we talk about this type of program, it's all about the mindset, the psychological mindset of supporting young people and putting them on the right path of today's society. Sure. So it's all about how we deal with the mind as well.
Right.
Tell us the mission itself and the goals.
Well, our mission really, it's quite simple. You know, we want to help these young men to develop into productive citizens in society. You know, we want to impact their lives by, you know, just, we want to impact them in a way by teaching them basic skills. That's important because, you know, a lot of these young kids, they just don't have access to that in these days and times. And so we see that there's a void, and we intend to help fill that void.
That's great. That's great. And these gentlemen, you've been in the program how long now?
I think we've both been here since October.
Since October. And tell me your personal feelings about the program itself.
I like the program. I wouldn't rather be nowhere else on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Sundays.
Yeah. So you're getting a lot out of the program itself?
Yes, sir.
Wow. What about you, my friend?
I love it. I think it's great. They help us learn a lot, and we do a lot of fun things.
Is that right? Tell me one thing that you do.
We have we all get a discussion about how our days went and stuff like that. So if you got something on your mind, you can speak it, because everybody there is family to us.
Wow. Wow. It's nothing like family, right?
It's nothing like it.
Sound like something class I need to be in, for real. Because it's always good to be able to talk to someone and be able to relate to people. So it's all about, as I said, it's all about the mind and being able to support one another, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Whitney, tell us a little bit of what you're seeing in the future with this program.
Well, it really is amazing how far these boys have come in such a short time, and I can't even imagine in a year's time what changes that we're going to see. We have mothers who come into our office and are in tears at how these boys have brought their grades up in such a short amount of time, because education really is pretty much the foundation for this program. That is the one true emphasis on this program, because if we don't focus on education, there really isn't a reason to have the program, because the mentors and the children, as well as the Housing Authority staff, all understand that education is so vital to their future. And so I'm looking forward to the many programs that we're going to start, all of the educational opportunities that the boys are going to be involved with. You know, Bill and a lot of the mentors in the group have a lot of really great ideas on all types of fun things that the boys are going to do. And but so far, I'm just really pleased with change in behavior. You're not seeing as much anger, and that really makes me very happy on a both personal and professional level. But just seeing a light in these boys' eyes and a fire in their heart, it really is a blessing to see the dramatic changes they've made in such a short time.
Wow, that's great. Bill, when we talk about this group, and what are the age groups that you seem to want to target?
Well, you know, our primary target market, if you will, is middle school minority male students. But you know, if a young man or a parent, you know, needed or wanted help, you know, no one is exempt. I mean, our goal is to help those who need help. For example, Mr. Jackson here, he's at Pride Elementary School. Even though our target market is middle school, we were happy to welcome him aboard. So our goal is to help, not discriminate.
Sure, sure. Volunteers are needed. Volunteers you do have.
Exactly.
What experience do you feel like they should bring to the program? 'Cause, I mean, you just don't want, you want somebody that's going to bring a positive.
Right, and you know, of course, we look for that. First thing we do is we get a background check.
Absolutely.
And we make sure that everyone passes that. And our mentors, we currently have about 7 mentors. And the experience and skills range from engineering background to small business and entrepreneurship, even veterans, as well as the ministry. So we have a pretty vast area of background experience that we feel that can really be helpful to the program. So, and we look for even more different areas that we can bring to the table. I mean, such as music and just whatever that background of the mentor might be. So that's how it's going.
Run me through a typical one afternoon.
Well, the mentees, they meet 3 times a week,
Yes.
which is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. A typical day for them might be, as Mr. James over here said, thanks for that. you know, we want to hear their story first. How'd your day go? And I think now you guys are rehearsing on a play, aren't you?
I just finished it.
Okay. So I mean, it can be anything. We just want to make sure that we maintain their focus on being interested in the program by creating, you know, things for them to do, as well as the one-on-one mentoring that we're looking forward to doing.
Great.
And on Sundays, the first and third Sunday of each month, we meet collectively, which is all the mentors and all the mentees come together at once. So we're looking forward to that really breaking off as far as one-on-one mentoring goes.
How important is education?
We want to make sure that we challenge them to get the grade. And when you talk about grades, if Mr. James Gray over here, you know, he's a very sharp young man in school. If he tells me that he got all A's and 1 B, my question to him would be, what's the B for? In other words, I know he can strive to do even better. So that's sort of how we approach education. We don't want to just settle for a C or B. We want to get them all up to top status.
Whitney, education.
A lot of times I'll ask the boys, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it really is amazing to talk to them. Preston, what are you wanting to be?
A biologist.
Biologist.
Wow.
James?
A businessman/engineer.
Wow.
See, so I mean, we have really high dreams for these gentlemen, and I know a couple of other boys are interested in law enforcement and firemen and that sort of thing. So hearing them and the goals that they've set for themselves really is remarkable, and to have this program in place to help them reach those dreams and to provide them with the tools and the discipline necessary to achieve those dreams, you know, you really can't ask for anything more.
Bill?
I'd like to give a shout out to Browning Springs Middle School because we formed a partnership with Browning Springs Middle School, and they serve as a referral source to young men who may require or possibly be a good referral for the mentoring program. So we're honored to work with them, and they also, you know, are willing to support us if we need it. Just say, for example, to use the facility for something.
Sure.
So we're trying to build that relationship with them, and so far so good. And a shout out to Mr. Jason Clark, the principal over there, and his staff. We're honored to work with them.
No, that's great, and it's always good when you have people in the administration and school system that are supportive,
Exactly.
because you don't find that all the time. And so when you have that, it's really good. So shout out to him and the school as well. How is it funded, and tell us about donation?
Well, at this point, we really haven't had that much expense, but you know, of course, we're looking to get funding from corporate sponsors and so forth. We're, you know, as far as donations go, $250 would sponsor a young man in this program for about 6 months. And $500 would sponsor a young man for an entire year. And of course, $1,000 will take care of 2. So, you know, that's what we're looking at, because in the future, as we approach this program and we're doing different projects, you know, those expenses will cover everything from food and travel to lodging, even to uniforms that we anticipate them having. We want them to really stand out and represent and be sharp young men. So, and also, they're going to be doing their own fundraisers.
Wow, great.
You know, we want to be self-funded and self-supported as much as we can. But, you know, we all know it takes a village, but it also takes a community. So we are seeking donors.
You know, the boys have already had a couple of really great experiences. For example, they participated in the MLK celebration at Eastview. They led the Pledge of Allegiance at that ceremony. So we're really trying to incorporate them into the community and show them the importance of giving back. And so we've got some field trips that we want them to go on as well. And as we all know, those take money. You know, you need gas and all types of, you know, entry fees and that sort of thing. And we want to give these boys every opportunity possible that we can. And so, you know, if anybody is interested in making a donation, they can always stop by our office at 211 Pride Avenue. They can call our office at 270-821-5517. If they're interested in making a donation, sponsoring a child, like Bill said, for 6 months or a year, if they want to purchase educational materials, the uniforms, you know, sometimes people can can give a monetary donation, sometimes they can give an in-kind donation. It really, you know, and we're grateful for any and all donations. So they're more than welcome to call our office at any time, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Right. And with anything, there is expense.
Right.
So that's why it's important, and we're encouraging people to give, because it's a worthwhile project and very important that we support the effort. Correct?
Correct.
Right, right. James, right?
Yes, sir.
You've been in the program how long? Since October?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about this play that you just finished.
One of the mentors asked me and my best friend if we'll make a play and then present it to the mentors and the mentees. And I said I would do it, and we did it.
What's the play about? Tell him what the play's about.
So the play's about, the main character is a middle school student. His name is Omar. And him growing up, he went to a school where there wasn't many people. And when there wasn't good people. So that he was bullied his whole life by students and teachers. And then when he grows up, he becomes a very successful man. And we can say he gives money, and he gives money to his teacher that bullied him and his fellow students.
Wow. So it basically tells about how you can overcome bullying and grow up in society and still be successful.
Sir.
And that's something we face every day now is the bullying type thing in our school systems. And I know through our Crime Stoppers program, we're trying to work through the Rachel bullying program to try to alleviate that.
Right.
In our school system. So that's really good, because kids go through a lot when they have to deal
Exactly.
with bullying, and this is a way to bring that to the forefront.
Well, and you know, with that said, that's another reason why it's important for us to find out how their day went.
Right.
Or their week, just whatever, because...
someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. And we really, I think they finally understand, you know, we're all one big family. And so, you know, when we have our meetings collectively, and actually the way we started out in the program, everyone was in a big circle. And it was like adult, child, or mentee rather. And I think that cross-section, the way it just seemed to work out where everybody got comfortable with everybody. So there's no remorse in telling how you feel. I mean, everybody's pretty open, and we can appreciate that, because that was what we wanted to create by, you know, meeting that way.
Yes.
And so it's proved to be a positive thing.
Wow. Mr. Jason, what do you like about the program itself?
That we get to learn lots of things through doing lots of fun things.
And what are some of the fun things you do?
Like, we did an engineering project. Like, you have to do it fast, but you can't do it sloppy either.
Yeah. It's got to be done correctly, right? Right. And that is a way of teaching young people how to do something,
Right.
and do it right, not to just throw it together. Yeah. I definitely need to be in this program.
You do.
You take old folks, I mean, you know.
I might make an exception.
Do you meet at just one particular location, or do you kind of go around, or how does that work?
Well, on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, the young men and the mentors, they meet at the James Baker Complex at Adrian Circle. And on the first and third Sunday of each month, we meet at the Family Investment Center across from the Madisonville Housing Authority office. And it's working out pretty good.
That's good. So, and I'm sure if people want to come down and just maybe just sit in and see the program itself, are they
They're welcome
able
to do that. The only thing we require is, you know, we want the mentees to get, you know, their paperwork signed, because there are several forms that need to be signed by the parent and the mentee, as well as the mentors. So paperwork is important, and once that's taken care of, we hope that they are a perfect fit for the program.
Okay, great. And the ages again?
Well, again, our target is middle school,
Gotcha.
but you know, whether it's elementary to high school, if someone needs or wants help, you know, we have to consider that.
How many mentors and mentees do you have at the present time?
Well, we have about 7 mentors, and I think we have about 10 or 11 mentees. And that is ever growing because we're anticipating getting more coming into the program at any time. So we're looking to grow not just in mentees but in mentors as well.
Yes.
Because once we go to one-on-one mentoring, we'll need to match up a mentee with a mentor, so everybody can work with that individual. So
it's really good that you have these young people involved in community activities. That's good because they see the importance of community and see the importance of being involved in a positive way. When you talk about being involved with the MLK event and different things that you do, that's good because it shows, I think, a lot of pride in the efforts of Dr. King and those that have gone before, and I think he would be real pleased with that. But community is important, right?
community is everything, and we want them to know how important it is to be able to give back.
Yes.
To be of service. That's really important because once they see that it's all about serving others, it makes my job a lot easier. And it's easy for this whole program that came about. That was why it was so important to get the pieces and the right people in the right places, because you don't want to try to fly a plane if you haven't been to pilot school. and that was important that we had everything in place. And so everything is going smooth.
Right. Make sure all your ducks were in a row before you started, and that brings about a better service to people when everything's the way it's supposed to be.
It really does.
Yeah, Whitney.
Yeah, something that makes me happy too is as far as giving back. The boys are really excited. They're really excited about fundraising opportunities, and
Yes.
they're already wanting to do a car wash, and we're explaining, wait a couple more months until the weather gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then we'll have our car wash, and you guys can wash as many cars as will come by that day. But them having that desire to have the car wash shows the importance of having this program funded and them being involved in giving back to their community in a win-win situation. So
Yes.
that really makes me happy that they're excited about doing the fundraising efforts as well, because they understand it takes, like we've said, it takes a community to help foster and nurture this program. So they understand the importance of that already. So I think that's extremely important to the strength and vitality of the program going forward.
And in the final analysis, it does take a village. It takes everybody working together.
It does.
And across racial lines, whatever it may be.
Sure.
To bring about the best for the children
Sure.
of Hopkins County. That's what it's all about. All of us who are born and raised here, we know. Those of us may have been born in another county, but wherever it may be, we know the importance of being able to interact with youth and have the best for them. It's a very important thing.
Absolutely.
If people wanted to send a donation or get involved, how would they go about that?
Well, they can contact the Madisonville Housing Authority office. Again, that number is 270-821-5517. And from that point, if they wanted to make a donation, they can just drop it off at the Madisonville Housing Authority. If they're interested in, if a parent is interested in having their child in the program, they will be given the information on who to contact for something like that.
Great. And we want to encourage you, our listening audience, to take advantage of this program, get involved in the program, make this program successful by giving a donation and helping this mentoring program. It's nothing like being able to reach out. And this is a tax-deductible donation that you're giving, and it will be a blessing to this program and helping the children the children of the world and the community, which is part of what we do, right?
Amen.
And so it's helping the kids. That's what it's all about. I'm always reminded of the saying that the greatest thing in life is to have somebody to care. And that really is important in this day and time, when you say.
It is. It's so important for these young men to know that someone shows love to them, and someone cares about their future, because, you know, it's so important. And it's a special joy and a thrill to know that you've impacted a young person's life, something that they can carry on and maybe one day give back to their own community. That's very important.
When we look back and we, just 7 years ago, when Barack Obama became the 44th President of the United States, a lot of our grandparents and people would not have even thought that that could have taken place in our lifetime. When we think of that and all the things around the country that goes on around our country now, the different things that we see going on. Black lives do matter. All lives matter. But Black lives matter because we have to look after our own and support our own in our efforts.
And then that's important too. You know, the way we look at it, you know, we're responsible for our kids, and you know, we can't get enough help in doing that, because the kids need help. They need someone that they can turn to. So, you know, just reach out. We need tutors. Not only mentors, we need tutors.
Sure.
We need more mentees. I mean, if we've helped just one kid be successful, you know, we've done our job. But we intend, you know, we see this evolving in the future. Well, my vision is to see this as being possibly the best mentoring program to ever come out of Hopkins County. I think it has that kind of potential. I really do.
That's great. Whitney?
Yeah, I agree with Bill. You know, tutoring, a lot of times, you know, if somebody wants to come in and help with reading, you know, reading is a foundation for so much of what we do. That would be great. Again, they can call our office if they want to volunteer to do that. Math tutors sometimes. You know, any way that anybody, you know, if they have a talent in this area and they want to help out, just an hour or two a week of your time can make a huge difference in the life of a young man in our community. So we encourage anybody who has the talent to do that to reach out to us, and we'll put you to work, I promise.
Hey, we appreciate you all coming and sharing. Focus on Hopkins County, and I want you to know, on behalf of myself, and I know I speak on behalf of Gary, that anything we can do to help promote this and continue to promote it and make it successful, we're in your corner.
We appreciate that.
You know, because it's all about us working together. Because one day we're going to go off the scene, and we want it to be said, as it's been said of others, that we have left an imprint for someone else to follow. That's important.
It is. It definitely is.
It is. Been talking to Mr. Bill McReynolds, who is the president of the Concerned Citizens Society, a great organization here in Hopkins County, and also the founder of the Empowering Mentoring Program. Also Whitney Bundren, who is the executive director of the Housing Authority, and so many other things. We appreciate her, and our very special guest, James Gray and Preston Jackson. Thank you all for coming. Will you come back and be on my program again?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, go out and tell someone you want. Focus on Hopkins County. Do that. Help promote my ratings. Okay? Glad to have y'all success. We wish you the best in the upcoming year and years to come. You've been watching Focus on Hopkins County. I'm your host, Tim Thomas. Join us again for another edition of our program. And by all means, keep sharing the dream.